going on today. Happy Monday, everybody. So excited for everything that's going on. I have a guest speaker with me tonight that I'll have him come on towards the end. But thank you guys so much. Once again, happy Monday. It's funny how every time I come up with something that I want to speak about on Mondays that I always get this weird, epiphany or sign or something that, makes me feel that I want to speak about something. And it came across, actually, believe it or not, with me and my girlfriend while we were eating dinner. And basically what this training is going to be about is, how your subconscious mind is so trained whether you know it or not. People consistently do things every single day, over and over again. They also repeat things that are just trained in your subconscious mind, and you have no idea why they're there. So basically what started this, for me to do this whole training was I was sitting at dinner with my girlfriend, and just jokingly, she sat down at the dinner table and she put both of her elbows on the table. And I said, hey, get your elbows off the table. Don't you know that's rude? And she starts laughing and she goes, yeah, I know it's rude. I'm sorry. And I immediately started laughing because I said, I'm just joking. I don't think it's rude. She goes, well, it is rude. And I go, why? I don't know. It just is rude. So that's all I want to ask everybody. I'm gonna go back to this towards the end of my training so I can, really get your guys' head how, subconscious things just get in there and we don't even know they're there. And, basically the topic about this training tonight is, failure. Basically failure, right? Not being able to accomplish something. Does everybody want to know what is the worst thing about failure? It's accepted. Failure is accepted. We live in a society that, right now it doesn't matter if you're starting an internet marketing company or a home-based business network marketing company or even just starting to start your own business like the gentleman I'm going to bring up later, that people just expect, or I should say it's accepted and expected that you're going to fail. It's just part of life. And it's so disappointing that we get in those rituals, that we do things like that over and over again. And it's funny because, I've heard so many trainings on this, from Eric Worre all the way to, Les Brown, and even one of my favorite ones was Tony Robbins, where they're just talking about why is it that just average people continue to fail at above average things, why they just can't follow through with things. And I know this is going to be a very bold statement, and I might offend somebody or some people when I say this, but, last I checked, I don't know how many people was on here, but most of you guys will probably fail. And I know that might be a harsh thing to say, even though with something like unlimited profits or the training systems that we have things set up word for word, step by step on exactly what to do to become successful, there's still going to be a large people that fail. And I kind of want to walk you through that as far as the psychology of, why I believe some people are just set on, you've trained yourself. You've mentally trained yourself on how to not succeed in life. Now, basically where the premise of this comes from is that humans are just creatures of habit. Once we do something once, or I shouldn't say once we create a habit of something, we do it over and over and over again without even thinking about it. It's just something that's bred. One of my favorite statements is that, you can't stop a bad habit. You can't just quit a bad habit. You can only replace it with a good habit. You only can. So, like I'd ask everybody on here is how many times that you've tried something. You've tried to go out there and complete something and you didn't follow through. You either didn't succeed at it or you gave up. Whether you know it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that is a part of programming yourself. You're already programming yourself to fail at something every time that you go out there and attempt something. And I think that what people do, and the premise that I'm getting back to is being able to start accomplishing goals, starting to retrain your mind to be successful and to accomplish things. So, one of my favorite examples with this whole analogy is like working out. You know, if you guys have been through my training that's in the steps to success, or not steps to success, the check marks in our back office, that's one of the things that I touch on that I believe with, you know, even like internet marketing or any business that you start, there's so much to do. There's so much to learn. There's so much to accomplish that what people do is they just get so overwhelmed and don't finish one thing that they end up ultimately failing. And I love using the example is working out, getting in shape. You know, I have a few friends that are just gym rats. They love going to the gym all the time. They're extremely buff. They're always looking good. And it's funny because they always tell me that they just hate January and February. Why? Because everybody has that, you know, or everybody that does have that New Year's resolution that it's a new year. I'm going to get in shape this year. I'm going to make it happen. You know, I honestly believe, I forget what the numbers are, but I think in the month of January and February that most gym memberships, I believe it's 68% of all gym memberships are sold between January and February at the beginning of the year. And when my friends that are buff, gym buffs go there, they hate it because it's just packed. You know, they're already on their successful routine of working out, so they can't get on the equipment when they want to, and their people are using the, you know, things when they want to, and it's crowded there, and they just can't wait for March and April to roll around because everybody disappears. Everybody disappears. So, you know, think about it, you know, and I used this example before, is think about it as if you just wanted to become in better shape. And it's something you've always wanted to do, and you might be that person that tried it last year and failed. You gave up. So what happens? Your mind immediately goes, all right, here comes January and February again. We'll try this out for a little bit. You know, this will be okay. But we're probably going to quit anyways. We did it the last 2 years. Why? Because you trained your brain that way. So let me give you another analogy. Why not start setting up smaller goals and things that you can accomplish, that you know you can accomplish? So I'll just keep going on the statement of working out. So let's say, you know, you go, okay, I know I need to lose weight. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wake up early 15 minutes. I'm going to wake up early 20 minutes, and I'm going to go for a 15-minute walk every morning before I go to work. And they say that if you consistently do something for 30 days in a row, then it now becomes a habit. So instead of going, okay, I'm going to walk 15 minutes every morning before work. I'm going to cut out sodas. I'm going to cut out beer. I'm going to stop eating so many carbs. Between, you know, Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, I'm going to do cardio and go to the gym. The other days, I'm going to work out on my arms and my abs. And you try to boost all these things up, and it's not comfortable. It's not fun. You're not hitting any goals. So I believe just like in business where people go, listen, I'm going to have 100 brand new signups, and I'm going to quit my job in 30 days. And when you don't have that kind of success in 30 days, you feel let down, almost like working out. So going back to that analogy, that how many people know that it's probably pretty easy to fit something like that into your schedule? That all it is just you're going to wake up and walk for 15 minutes every morning. It's pretty easy, right? Not only that, but once you start doing that and you get in that routine of over 30 days doing it, then it almost, now it's not a bad habit, but you've created a success habit. It's just part of your life now. You know, how many people know that there's things that you already do without even thinking of them? You know, it doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm going to close this so you guys don't hear some background noise. You know, you already know some people, they just feel, you know, they can feel themselves getting hungry at 12 o'clock. Why? Because your job says you get a lunch hour at 12. You already trained yourself. Or you don't even have to think about it. You could probably wake up when the alarm is already right at 8 o'clock because you know it's there. So now all of a sudden you become, that's just a part of your life. Waking up in the morning and walking for 15 minutes is easy now. It's not even a chore. So now I'm going to cut out soda. And for lunch or for breakfast every morning, I'm going to make a smoothie or a juice instead of eating ham and bacon and eggs. And do that for 30 days. Well, now all of a sudden, like I said, you're creating success habits and your mind is going, wait a second. We're only 60 days in here. I feel better. You know, I might not have lost too much weight, but I'm feeling good. I'm looking better. Wait a second, we usually quit by now. Are we going to pull this off this time? I think we can do this. Because you're starting to train yourself that you're accomplishing goals. You're succeeding. You're making things happen. So, just like in business, you know, instead of doing, I'm going to quit my job in 30 days. And, you know, it's the classic statement. I love this statement, or I should say I don't love it. The standard thing, I sign somebody up in any business I'm in, and they go, Robert, what do I got to do? I want to make $3,000 a week. Can I do that next month? And my friend back here's laughing. You know, what are the chances? That's the other. What are the chances for me to actually get to $10,000 a month? It's the standard question. And my standard answer is I don't know. I've seen people get involved with this company and make $10,000 a month within their first 2 to 3 months. And then I've seen people with this company that's been here for years and never made a dime. It's really up to you if you're going to make those steps to go forward. So I want to use this as a little bit of homework for everybody. If you can just attempt to do something like this. Let's just say it's, and I think this should be huge. This should be a mandatory for all you guys. This should be your first step. These trainings are free. The Monday trainings that I do are for free. I see that, you know, we normally have about the same amount of people that are on. Sometimes it fluctuates. I don't know how many people are on today. But if these trainings are free and you feel value in them, maybe just one thing is say, listen, I'm just going to get a guest on the next Monday training. I'm going to get 4 new people in the next month to show up to that training. Now, I know that that's a teeny number. If anybody out there is really trying to become massively successful and quit their job or make thousands of dollars a month, you should definitely have more than one person a week on these. But even if you just set that goal, let's say it's 1 or 2 or whatever it is, and you were able to do that consistently, now you just created another success habit. You don't have to think, oh, it's easy. I never got anybody on these shows before, and now I'm consistently getting new guests on. Or consistently, I want to talk to whatever it is. Let's say 20 new people in a week. Or even if that's a big number for you, 10. I want to talk to 10 brand new people about my business this week. And if you talk to 40 new people this month, in the next 30 days, you just set a goal, you hit it, and that's where you start to become unstoppable, ladies and gentlemen. Unstoppable, because not only, you know, now you got your confidence up and you're getting excited because you're doing things that you said you were going to do, but you're also now retraining your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is going, wait a second. Man, that was easy, so we actually accomplished something? We did the goal that we wanted to do. It was 10 new people a week that we talked to when we got 1 brand new person on the live stream. Man, that was easy. What else are we going to do? What's the next step, man? I think we could talk to 20 new people a week. I think we could talk to 30. And you start to get in that mentality, that success habit that I keep saying, because I just talk about why I keep bringing this up as your subconscious mind. Things that are in there that you don't even know or why they're in there. And it's because you keep repeating the same thing over without knowing it or not. So I want to prove to you how powerful your subconscious mind is. I wish I could, we're using the new Procaster right now, so I can't really, I guess I could kind of see the chats if I don't have it open. I have to re-pull up the website. But how many people think or know that it's rude to put your elbows on the table? How many people heard that? And I did this at a recent training, and I loved it because I picked on a mom in the group. And the mom said, yeah, it's rude to have your elbows on the table. And I go, why? Well, it's rude. So how many, and it's not a trick question, how many people have either heard that or repeated or actually believe that it's true? Now, I did a little research on this, and come to find out that way back in the day, from the settlers that first came over, or when, farming and everything was huge in America, because we know traditions are different in other countries, that they did what they had to do to survive. So there was very small tables for large families. And they'd all have to sit on almost like a cafeteria style sitting, where you were sitting next to your brother or your cousin or your uncle like this. Like cafeteria style. So if you put your elbow on the table, two things happen, it said. Not only was your arm and the filth on your arm very, very close to the person next to you's plate, but you also took up room where they couldn't maneuver around and eat. So they said it was almost a politeness based around necessity. Now think about that. How many people right now, when you're going to sit down to dinner tonight, or if you already have, that you sit this close next to your brother or your loved one? Think about that. So because grandma told you, because great-grandma told you, because great-grandma had to sit at a dinner table where she couldn't put her elbows on the table, and it was passed down from generation to generation to generation, and you turn around and tell other people that it's rude to put your elbows on the table. Now, it's funny because the reason why I said that, because it's just so ingrained. Mikal, the guy I'm going to bring up next, he even brought up my father's used this training before, because I've seen people that cut the ends off the hams. Why do you do that? It's just, so I want you to think about how many things are in your head right now that you are passing on or duplicating or saying that might not be true. I love my father's statement, if what you knew wasn't true, when would you want to know? So that's all I want for this. I try to test you guys sometimes, and I try to give you things. I kept going back to, we have a proven method on how you can become successful. And I challenged all you guys 2 weeks ago to make a welcome to the team video and inbox me. That was 3 weeks ago. And I haven't had one person send me that. So I just gave you a huge tip on how you can become successful. Set very small goals, not very small, but an accomplishable goal. Hold yourself to it and make it happen within the next 30 days, and it could change your life. But not too many people can make a video either. Once again, it's maybe subconscious mind program that you don't even want to try because you're afraid of failing. I know failure is the hugest fear of people, public speaking and failure to go out there and do things. But I know you guys can do it, ladies and gentlemen. I know you can. There's people out there that need this, and I know that if you just hunker down, that there's no difference between me. You guys have heard my backstory. I'm a high school dropout stoner skater. Been to jail 3 times. If I can make the commitment to change my life, I know you can too. So thank you guys so much for this portion. I wanted to bring on one of my dear friends tonight because I wanted to mix this up a little bit. And basically his background, I met him about, what would it be, 4 years ago?
Probably about 4 years.
About 4 years ago. And I remember he had this dream that he loves motivating and inspiring people, and he had his clothing brand. The first time that I've ever worn a t-shirt on one of these shows. And, I've seen what this guy is. I'm not going to tell his story, but I wanted you guys to hear from somebody else that is starting to get success and gone through the things that I train. I know you guys have heard this statement that you become who you hang around, and I have very, very few friends that I like spending time with, and this gentleman is one of them. He always is motivating and inspiring everybody that he's around, and I'll let him tell his story about his clothing line. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much. I love each and every one of you. Please promote for the next call. We need to get these up to 50, 100 people, and we'll see you on the pro show tomorrow. If you saw any value in my training, I learned from the master, and he does the pro show tomorrow. So thank you guys so much. Signing off and introducing Mr. Mikal Pradia.
Thanks. Well, hello everybody. This is Mikal Pradia here, and I'd like to first thank each and every one of you for spending actually your very valuable time here with us today, because I truly believe that time is our most valuable asset. Time, we could either do one of two things with it. We could either spend it negatively or we could spend it positively, folks. Negatively, you could have woken up this morning and said, hey, you know what? I'm tired. It's Monday. I'm stressed out from school. I'm overwhelmed with work. I'm overwhelmed with my family life. But you know what? You made a positive decision to be able to log on today to learn more about unlimited profits and how you can become successful. And it's pretty funny because while I was driving out here with one of my business partners, we were actually discussing why most people do not become successful. A lot of people will come to me and say, hey, Mikal, how are you achieving so much success in your life right now? And I tell them, I'm like, why don't you go home, write in your journal about what you want your life to be like 10 years from now. Simply go home and envision what you truly want your life to be like. What's the dream car you want? The dream home? The spouse you like in your life? The type of relationships that you have? The type of environment and positive individuals that you would want surrounded around you that will continue to inspire you, empower you, and motivate you on a daily basis. Because also I understand that there are a lot of us out there who are surrounded by negative naysayers, toxic dream stealers, and sensitive Sallys who do not really give us the type of encouragement that we need on a daily basis to live a life of fulfillment. So I ask you, what are you doing with your time? How are you spending your time? Are you sitting on Facebook and just looking at other people living out a life of success, seeing them accomplish their goals and living out their dreams, when you could be spending that time using it proactively? Are you sitting around watching television? I was actually listening to Jim Rohn on my way out here today. It's The Day That Turned Your Life Around. If you don't have it, it's a 6-disc set, an amazing personal development piece. And he was talking about how his friend had just bought this brand new television. And he said, how much did your television cost? He said, it cost me about $400. And so he goes, well, I actually think your television is costing a little bit more than $400. And he turns to him and says, why do you think it cost me more than $400? He's like, because I know the level of success that you could attain in your life if you turn off that television. I believe that that television is costing you $40,000 a year. So his buddy is looking at him like, oh, really? So he made a commitment right then and there, called up his brother-in-law and said, hey, I need you to bring your pickup truck down here and get this TV out of here because it's losing me some money. And so that TV was gone and he got his business up and going. And so Robert wanted me to briefly share my story with you guys. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 12 years old. And I started out just selling my used skateboard equipment to my friends at school at local skate parks. And how I was able to do this was I worked out a deal with a local skate shop owner where I would work X amount of hours per day for a particular product within the store. So I'd go home with a new skateboard deck, a set of wheels, a pair of trucks, a new pair of shoes, whatever the case may be that I needed. And I would keep that product in new to fair condition for about a week or two. And then I'd turn around and sell it to my friends at a discounted rate because they didn't want to pay full price for any of this stuff in the store. So I did this all throughout middle school and high school. I ended up becoming sponsored, and I'm talking about skateboarding, not rollerblading like my buddy Robert does. But, I did this, and I didn't even know what entrepreneurship meant. I called it hustling back then. I just needed to make money because I knew that my parents couldn't afford to pay, the fees, I guess you can say, to keep up with the lifestyle that I was looking to live. And so my friends would get sponsored, I became sponsored, and we would get all this free product, so now I was able to make a profit. But down the road, I got involved with several different business ventures. I had a clothing line while in high school as well, had a mobile car detailing company, got involved with network marketing. And when I got involved in network marketing, that was the most life transformational experiences I ever had. I was around other ambitious, driven individuals who wanted more out of life. They wanted to become more. They wanted to do more. They wanted to have more. But more importantly, they wanted to give more. They wanted to give more to their parents that gave so much for them. They gave them, the freedom to go to good schools. They gave them a roof over their head, clothes on their back. They gave them just the bare necessities, but they were able to live such a good quality of life that they want to give it back to them tenfold. So that's what we're all about leaving a legacy not only for ourselves, but for our family, to our friends, and to society. Because when you are dead and gone, what are people going to say about you? Are they going to say, oh, you know what? He was a great individual, but you know what? He never had it within himself to go out there and truly commit to what he wanted to accomplish in his life. He never was really there to pick me up when I really needed to be, pulled up out of my darkness, to show me the light. How are you living your life on a daily basis? What kind of legacy do you want to live? It's something really important to think about on a daily basis. Are the actions that you're doing on a daily basis going to allow you to leave the legacy that you want to have? And so, what I did, and what I encourage you guys to do as well, is to evaluate that, to meditate, to think about it, to write, to share it with others that are close to you. And Jim Rohn also says, have someone that you could go to who you have a personal relationship with and ask them, how am I doing in life right now? But be open to the constructive criticism, because we're not perfect. Even Jesus had people that doubted him, people that criticized him. But yet today, people love him all over the world. Same with the Prophet Muhammad, Gandhi. All these individuals who took so much criticism because they believed in a higher power that was guiding them to the light. And so I understand that a lot of people may be in different seasons of life right now as well. Some people may be in the darkness. Some people their business may be, blowing up. And they're just like, man, I just need to take more action. But if you just focus on the small things that you can do on a repeated basis that are generating you results, because results are the name of the game, focus on those areas and just seek to improve them by 10% each month. If you have 20 people in your downline right now, or 20 clients in your business, how can you find ways to increase that by 10% in your organization? That's how you'll be able to double your income by 10% every single month and get to a position of a Robert Hollis Jr., a Robert Sr., a Bill Eber. Individuals who stay committed and don't waver at the sight of fear. They look to be innovative and not hold themselves back in any way. And that's the problem. A lot of people may see, the ceiling and think that that's the only height that they can ever go. But you see people all around the world living such a lifestyle of unlimited possibilities because they are surrounded by other individuals who have no limitations. And so that's what I encourage you guys to do. Find yourselves like-minded individuals who share similar interests, similar passions, similar dreams and goals that truly resonate with who you are as an individual, and create your own mastermind group. These unlimited profit calls, these are your little mastermind groups. You guys are out there, engaging in the groups on Facebook and stuff like that to be able to share ideas of things that are working for you. But when you have someone like a Robert Hollis Jr. that is saying, hey, why don't you go and shoot this welcome video to share with your new recruits, and 3 weeks go by and no one does it, what more can you expect from somebody? If you won't just take care of the basics. If you want that $3,000 a month, ladies and gentlemen, you have to first take care of the basics. That's what all the successful people do. They have a daily method of operation that they follow, and they stay committed to, and they hold themselves accountable for their actions. So I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. I know we're dying down. We've been on this call for the last half hour. And so I just encourage you guys to continue following your dreams, following your passions, following your goals in life, and surrounding yourselves with the individuals that you need to be around to be able to achieve success in your lives. And so I thank you. My name is Mikal Pradia with the Mastermind Collective. You can check us out at themastermindcollective.com. We're actually going to be launching our online store on May 25th, Memorial Weekend. You're going to see some of this stuff here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me get a close up. Boom. Impossible. because we are all possible of doing everything that we want to do. And I have to give a big shout out to Robert Hollis Sr. Because for me personally, I'm going to have a moment of clarity and transparency with all of you guys. For many years, I have always felt like I was a big perfectionist. Like everything just had to be perfect. And he said, Mikal, just release it and just see what results you have and then tweak it along the way. And so that's what I did. I said, you know what? I'm going to stop being this perfectionist that has everything, you know, just in the proper order, because nothing will ever be perfect. There's always room for improvement. And I started releasing things. And so I ended up launching a nonprofit organization called Getting Gear Now, where we travel around to different high schools and colleges, different youth summits, and we have our own workshops where we teach the science of personal achievement and entrepreneurship and financial literacy to youth and young adults. And it's been a growing process along the way, but through going out there and taking action on a daily basis and sharing our story and sharing our level of commitment and sharing our passion, because it comes through us naturally, because it's what we love to do, people have become naturally attracted to us, and we've developed partnerships along the way that I never even thought possible, that I never even imagined would come to fruition in my life. I want to say that I never thought it would come to fruition in my life, because I'm a big, believer of the law of attraction, and I'm very optimistic. But I didn't know that it was going to come this fast. We launched it back in October 27th, and since then, we've developed a relationship with Agape Live, which is the Agape Spiritual Center, home of Dr. Michael Beckwith. We developed a partnership with Eurocar OC right here in Orange County, one of the biggest European automotive dealerships right here in America. And we're doing great works and impacting, the lives of youth all around the world. And so I encourage you guys just to take one step every single day towards the attainment of your goals and to never give up. Robert said, most people accept failure because it becomes a habit. But it's time to break that habit. It's time to never give up. It's time to stay committed. It's time to remain accountable for your actions. And so I don't know how to close this thing off, but I'm just going to say peace out. I love you guys, and we're going to rock the world. See you guys later.
Woo! Thank you, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, man, I don't got anything else to say other than that, but, man, I am jacked up, and I'll sign off for everybody tonight. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed night, and back up to my really dear friend and brother, Mikal, and we'll see you guys all tomorrow on the Pro Show. Have a wonderful and blessed night. Take care.